Hello and welcome to my studio journal. Now back in 2022, I started to redesign my home studio, shifting from software to hardware for the first time. What began as a few videos for some curious students soon became an ongoing unfiltered record. Okay, so it is working. Last time what happened is when I was hooked to Ableton Link, it would start at 1, and it wasn't even that it would just carry on. What it would do is it would start at 1, and then if you changed, it would roll back 1 bar, and then or 2 bars, or weird stuff was happening. But anyhow, so this seems to be sequenced up pretty well. Okay, now to see if this part works. So we're going to turn on the audio interface. And all the monitors, all the outs are going. These are all outs here, so I want to make sure that they're all selected. And if let's see here, if I press the metronome, turn on the metronome, press that. Let's see here. Oh, I also have to choose the audio interface. Forgot to do that. Okay, audio, we got going through the road right now. That's not what we want. We want going through this. There we go. Okay, so we see the metronome going. We do not hear it yet. Why do we not hear it? Okay, that's the next thing we have to figure out, because it should be showing up on the mixer that it's going out. Okay, that was my silly mistake, and I knew that too. Here's the thing with this. These are USB returns. Up here are USB returns, and if you have the USB return on, of course you can't hear it, because it's expecting to hear stuff from the USB of the Akai Force. So turn that off, and then you can hear the metronome. I don't know if you can hear the metronome. It's off compared to the blink there. All right, so this is the stage rat. Akai Force is sending MIDI clock out to the machine. So they're kind of working as one unit, as the machine is not set up via Ableton Link. Now I'm going to get the metronome going in the Akai Force, and let's see if it's pretty close. There's a slight flam, but that's not all that bad. That part is going. Okay, I'm just going to test how much in sync this stuff is. So this is a copy of Session Horns. I don't know who made it. It's hooked in with Native Instruments somehow using the Contact Player. But anyhow, I have this group of horns going on each quarter note. Okay, so now the idea is I'm going to hop onto the Akai Force, and I'm going to try and play something as well that's just going to line up here. Simple instrument, one note. We're going to see if it lines up with the quarter notes that are on Ableton. All right, so we have a single note coming from the Akai Force, and it's matched with the Session Horns. It's not as tight as it could be. It's not as tight as if it was in the machine itself. Okay, so I made some changes in the buffer size, and I went to 256. It was at 5 something before I went to 256. All 3 of the metronomes are working. This is going to sound a little bit off just because it's a horn. So that all sounds like it's really in time. Everything is working. Okay, so now let's see what happens when we hit Ableton Control. Boom. There it is right there. So if I launch this clip, it's launching it. Select the other clip, it launches that. I can get into the mixing of it. There's devices that you can get into. All sorts of things. I don't have anything loaded in there right now. Go back to the launch view. So, okay. So then that means that's set up as well. I've always used Logic. So I don't use Ableton. So I'm trying to learn my way around Ableton a little bit. For instance, I can thumb my way around the Machine Plus and make something that's all right. I can do the same thing with the Akai Force, and I can do the same thing with various keyboards that I have. But to have it all together and to use it all as one unit, that's something I've never even dabbled in before. I mean, I'm not going to know how well this works until I actually try and write something on it. So this is going to be a learning curve for me. I might have to rethink this. This whole business of the standalone gear and trying to make it work. Well, here's an example, okay? All I'm going to do is this. Okay, so here we go. We're going to set the recorder on. Here we go. Okay, now what you heard was, right? Let's play back. And that's it. It stops. I'm not even sure how far it got. Let's take a look at this. If we swing this around down to here, and that the whole thing stops right here. I'm playing it all the way through to here, but it stops right here. That's no good. If I have to try and, like, that should just work. So here's what I'm going to do. To help make this decision, I'm going to actually now take the Akai Force, hook it up via MIDI, and see what happens when I do that through a MIDI cable, to see if it actually, if it records it, if it'll fix it, if it'll do the right thing. If you'd like to follow the full journey, check out my online studio journal linked in the description. Until next time, I'm just a music teacher having fun. Catch you on the next one.